to hear and everyone to put it all together. Our new Constitution is now established and has an appearance that promises permanency. But in this world, nothing can be certain except death and taxes. Benjamin Franklin. My old buddy Ben. He didn't make it as long as I did. This country and this people seem to have been made for each other. John Jay. Every man and every body of men on earth possess the right of self-governance. Thomas Jefferson. Our unalterable resolution should be to be free. Sam Adams. The best form of government is that which is most likely to prevent the greatest sum of evil. James Madison. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Thomas Jefferson. I wish the Constitution which is offered had been made more perfect, but I sincerely believe it is the best that it could be obtained at this time. And as a constitutional door is open for amendment hereafter, the adoption of it under the present circumstances of the Union is, in my opinion, desirable. George Washington. Give all the power to the many, they will oppress the few. Alexander Hamilton. Straight is the gate and narrow is the way that leads to liberty, and few nation, if any, have found it. John Adams. An elective despotism is not the government we fought for, but one in which the powers of the government should be so divided and balanced among the several bodies of magistracy as that no one could transcend their legal limits without being effectually checked and restrained by others. Thomas Jefferson. The Constitution shall never be construed to pervert the people of the United States who are peaceable citizens from keeping their own arms. Alexander Hamilton. The accumulation of all powers, legislative, executive, and judiciary, in the same hands, whether of one, a few, or many, whether hereditary, self-appointed, or elected, may justly be pronounced in the very definition of tyranny. James Madison. It is every American right and obligation to read and interpret the Constitution for himself and herself. Thomas Jefferson. The Constitution is the guide I will never abandon. George Washington. You will never know how much it has cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make good use of it. John Adams. Yesterday, the greatest question was decided, which ever was debated in America, and greater perhaps never was or will be decided among men. A resolution was passed without one dissolving colony that these united colonies and of right ought to be free and independent states. Now I will read a paragraph from one of my speeches. A plea for free speech in Boston, the year 1860. Remember, I am Fredrick Douglass. No right was deemed by the fathers of government more sacred than the right of free speech. It was in their eyes, as in the eyes of all thoughtful men, the great moral renovator of society and government. Daniel Webster called it a homebred right, a fireside privilege. Liberty is meaningless where the right to utter one's thoughts and opinions has ceased to exist. That of all rights is the dread of tyrants. It is the right which they first of all strike down. They know its power. Thrones, dominions, principalities, and powers found in injustice and wrong are sure to tremble if men are allowed to reason of righteousness, temperance, and of a judgment to come in their presence. Slavery cannot tolerate free speech. 5 years of its exercise would banish the auction block and every chain in the south. They will have none of it there, for they have the power, but shall it be so here. Thank you.